Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Angler here, and I was having a little bit of trouble there starting my live broadcast, but definitely wanted to get everything situated here. Now I'm just going to do it from my phone since I don't have the encoding software fully downloaded, at least not without a watermark that goes right across my face. So definitely had to change that up. So let's get into some things. Yes, we have a bloody market again, a bloody red board again here with a lot of the cryptocurrencies down. What's up, Fraz? How's it going? Let me just go over a couple things, and then I'll once we get more people in here, I'll start talking about some of the things and answering questions. So bloody market, another little pullback. Like I said. You know, we are kind of in a little bit of a bear market, sideways market, so I was expecting us to kind of drift a little bit lower here. There's a lot of negative news out there, and it's you know, it's a time where there's some uncertainty in the cryptos. Yeah, hey, thanks for telling everybody that I started a new live video. Yeah, don't, I should probably try to close that right now. I'm not going to even be on there. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about the dollar too. So the Federal Reserve raising rates, you know, they typically raise rates and that actually strengthens the dollar. Now that is bad for trade. It's also why I believe that gold and silver has been dropping, and I believe that's also putting on a little bit of pressure on these cryptocurrencies as well, because the cryptocurrencies are still tied to the stock market. No matter what anybody else wants to say, if the stock market all of a sudden drops by 50%, cryptocurrencies are going to drop as well, because people are going to be worried about food, paying their mortgages, shelter, and they're not going to have extra money to spend on cryptocurrencies. So when we do see strength in the dollar, we typically see the other assets around the world, especially the U.S. stocks and real estate drop. So is that going to happen again? Are we going to have another crash? We possibly could. And I think that will pull back cryptos. Now, the gains in the cryptos could be swinging to stocks as well. There's a lot of gains in the cryptocurrencies, and people, could be pulling them out right now for the reason of having some uncertainty, especially the hedge fund managers that do both cryptocurrencies and stocks and bonds and all the derivatives that there are around the world. So those are some of the things that I think I'm watching kind of closely, is how much the value of the dollar is rising, and if we do have a significant crash in the stock market, what kind of effect will that have on the cryptocurrency market? Let's see, what are some of the other things that I wanted to talk about? If you were in my other live event there and you're still in there, please tell all those people to come over here. I know it's a little bit later tonight. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing a live interview over Bitcoin Meister and Vortex and everybody else that he had on his show as well. So I had to wait a little while to make sure that I could not be competing with him for viewership here. Let's talk about the ICO that I've been watching for a little bit of time here now. That's the Pillar ICO. There's a lot of talk about it. JSNIP4 actually has been ranting about it, and I did a little reading into the Pillar ICO, and it looks pretty decent. The idea behind the ICO is a very good one, and if they write the blockchain, that's very, and build it really well, the coding behind it, I think, will do very well. So I'm actually going to invest into it. You know, I'm thinking it comes out on the 15th and 16th. They're doing a little pre-sale as well. You know, comment below if you want the pre-sale information. They emailed me today all their the information for that pre-sale. So I'll make sure that you guys, if you want to get in on that as well, I'll tell you where to go basically. And when I get the actual email to go into purchase the pre-sale, you know, it's basically supposed to be an encompassing wallet that stores your health records, your credit card information, all your cryptocurrencies, your bills, your TV bills, everything under basically one, you know, your water, your electric, everything under, you know, one specific app. So that you know, that's actually looking pretty promising as a you know, a cryptocurrency. If they can implement it and go forward with it, they're only trying to raise, I think, 25 to 50 million, and I think that has a huge potential to do huge things coming up. It's not you know, it's not out yet, and it is backed by Ethereum. You will have to use the My Ether wallet more than likely to purchase it, and there's a lot of phishing going on right now where people are sending, you know, emails and Twitter tweets and all sorts of stuff all over the internet, really all sorts of this social media stuff as well, where people are actually talking about how they're getting scammed and how there's phishing attacks where they'll all of a sudden capitalize one letter and they won't capitalize you know, it's not the original. Basically, they're sending you to a duplicate website that takes all your information, takes all your ether. So I do want to encourage everybody to be kind of safe and make sure you're typing in your own you know, web addresses. You're not just actually, you know, copying some link and or clicking on some link. Now, I'll always, you know, just post the original one. I don't have any incentive. I don't have the knowledge to scam you all, so that's a good thing there. Let's talk about the markets though. Anybody have any questions that's joining me right now about what is going on, why we're red? I know there's a few of you out there, at least tonight. Am I in the comments? Let's see. Oh, okay, so here's a good one. Ethereum, should we buy it right now or will it go lower? Let's see here. Ethereum, what's it trading at right now? Let's go to our good old crashing index GDAX here to check the price. Maybe it'll crash here while I'm trying to log into it. That would be funny. It's of course going to take a half hour. You know, I think, yeah, you should. Let's see, it's 241 right now on GDAX. It's down 9%, 24 hours. Has it bottomed? Let's take a look. So these kind of charts, it looks like it. You know, when Bitcoin went from 1,200 to 900, it took about 3 to 4 weeks for Bitcoin to kind of, you know, pull back from a good rise up, you know, and it actually broke all-time highs and then pulled back to 900, you know, that 30%. I talked about that in my older videos, but it went sideways and it tested a bottom a couple times, and then we went you know, then we went higher. We went all the way to 3,000. We tripled. I think that will happen with Ethereum. I don't think that the sell-off is going to continue. I think that, you know, we saw some crashes happen, and we saw some panic sellers crash it a little bit. But this sell-off that we're in right now in Ethereum, it kind of looks just like a little bit of a bear trend. If you watch cryptocurrencies versus other currencies or other stocks and everything, they have a totally different trading pattern. What they do is they spike up and then they pull back pretty hard, but then they flatline for a little while, and then they spike up again, and then they pull back a little bit, and then they flatline a little bit more. I'll talk about Litecoin here in a second after we cover some Ethereum questions, especially since I'm buying some more of it. I just made a transfer of a couple $1,000 to buy some Ethereum to put into this Pillar ICO. We'll see how it goes. Pay token actually just came out live on Bittrex, and they sold it off pretty hard. Right around the original. Let's see, the CEO came out yesterday, said it was going to trade between $1 and $2. It had been trading up, I think, 5 to 10 times that price on the kind of off the wall exchanges, where you're basically setting up a futures contract with somebody where it says, all right, I'm selling you my pay token at $5 a token right now, and with the obligation to fulfill those tokens at that specific price no matter what it is in the future. And people were buying them at $5 to $10 basically, and today it opened up at I think $4 or $5 and then tanked right down to like $1 and then rebounded around $1.20. So right around what it was ICOing for. So we'll see if the ICO market continues to have these huge gains, or if that's already over. We saw with Veritasium that you got basically tokens at $10 $10 US dollars a token, and now it's close to $200. So that was a 20 times your money, and I'm not too hot on Veritasium. I don't feel like everybody should be buying that token in order to be able to purchase a cryptocurrency report. You paid $5.50 for your Veritasium. Great, that's awesome. I think that was a great trade. I would, if it was personally me. Now, don't listen. I used to be a financial consultant. I used to be held responsible for these type of comments, but I would have sold. I would sell now, and wait for some other ICOs and start to spread it around, depending on how much you made. Because you made a lot if you bought it at $5.50 and it's now at $2.20. Ethereum's going to have these ICOs that do come out that don't do much. They're the thing is, when it goes live on a real exchange, then it sells off extremely quickly. People that are holding it like you, they all are, just like I said with Pay token. It was trading at $5 to $10, and yeah, it's Veritasium's only on Ether Delta right now, which I think, like I said, I would go out there and figure out a way to sell it, because as soon as these ICOs do hit a large exchange, then exactly what you're thinking, everybody's going to sell it right at that time, or everybody that sees all those gains are going to sell it, and then we're going to have flash crashes right down like we did on GDAX with Ethereum. Because all of a sudden all these big orders come out and there's not that many buyers, because everybody's already jumped into the ICO that wanted to buy it and have been preaching about it. And so that's if you can. Veritasium is on Ether Delta. So that's what I'm going to do with my Pillar ICO. Honestly, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to figure out a way to make one of those obligation contracts on wherever they're going to allow me to sell it, and I'm going to sell it for whatever, you know, before it goes live on an exchange. And then once I get that money and I transfer it over, I'm going to go back and buy more of it when it goes live on an exchange when it's lower in price, because that's exactly what will happen. The price will be driven down. Is Ethereum's, and okay, so this is what I was just talking about, 10x pay token. Is that driving Ethereum down? And no, I don't think it's driving, going live today, I don't think that's driving Ethereum down. I think the whole market's down. I think this Bitcoin thing, which is a bunch of bullshit in my mind, they're going to go through SegWit, and I'll talk about some of those altcoins later. They're going to go through SegWit. They're not going to, I don't think SegWit 2x is going to go through, and just normal SegWit, and not BIP 148. And we're not going to have these two coins. Well, we might have two coins, but I don't think it's kind of going to be like an Ethereum Classic or in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still going to be there. Bitcoin's still going to be huge. I don't think it's going to take as much value away. You know, and that's why I think Ethereum's down. I think the whole entire market is just kind of selling and waiting right now. Yeah, it's just a shaky market. There's a lot of hedge fund guys that have sold at highs and or sold off of pops, basically, not at highs, but they saw it crash and selling pops and selling pops and selling pops. Well, eventually, you know, as we continue this little bear market, you know, month or two, we'll get some certainty that comes out of Bitcoin and going through SegWit and not having this huge fork, at least not a popular one. I mean, they still might try to push, you know, that secondary coin, and it might get a little bit of traction, but it's still going to be an altcoin to the original Bitcoin, if you get what I'm saying. It might be, you know, just like Bytecoin or Dogcoin or Litecoin. It's going to be a different coin. So it's got to grow popularity. It's got to grow market cap, and you're not going to take away all the you know, the users of Bitcoin, all the long-term holders of Bitcoin. When you go around the world and you listen to people around the world talk about Bitcoin, and they talk about Ethereum as well and Litecoin, you don't hear them talking too much about SegWit or hard fork or soft fork. They're just excited to get access to Bitcoin and be able to transfer out of whatever currency that they're currently, you know, whatever their country's currency is basically. Because a lot of these countries are just, you know, flooding the market just like the US did, with printing of their own currency, driving the value of their own dollars down to, you know, have better purchasing power worldwide and export more, basically. That's what's going on, and that's why gold and silver are dropping, along with the manipulation in gold and silver that's been happening since the 1930s, where they've been, you know, kind of hiding the gold deposits, and you can't go into certain places because there's, you know, Chocolate Mountain and the Grand Canyon gold, stuff like that. Let's see here. How do I feel about Ethereum Classic? I really like Ethereum Classic. I think it's just like, you know, it's just like Bitcoin. You can only mine so many of them. So the price is, you know, it's truly decentralized. You know, there's not going to be some, and the value can only go up because you're going to lose coins over time. You know, people are going to die and wallets are going to be lost on phones. You're going to, you know, what if you dropped your phone in water and had 3 or 4 Bitcoin, or, you know, 5 Ethereum Classic on it, and you didn't save your private keys, and you're just screwed. That that's going to be less supply out there in the marketplace. That's one reason why I don't like Ripple. And I don't like Ripple is because there's so many of them that there's no way that the price is ever going to get up to $10 like people are wanting it to, because then it would be $80 billion or whatever it would be, or more. So give me 1 second. I got to grab my charger here. Whoa. All right. Plug this in. So, yeah, I like the coins that, have a certain amount of supply on them, because I think that those are going to be very productive over time. What's up, Crypto Clone? How you doing, buddy? AA, that's actually what I was gonna make my hat. I was gonna do some new hats and make AA hats, and do a little guy fishing and have some of the cryptocurrency logos in there. So catching cryptos was gonna be my new slogan. So yeah, I like Ethereum because of the fact that it's so easy for software developers. I like Ethereum Classic because the reason that the supply is limited. It looks like 10x has been cashing out their ICO sales. Oh yeah, definitely. Did you just send me that address? That's nice. I'll have to check that out after I get off here, because it'll take me too much time to pull it up. But definitely post that in the comments so people can research that. Like I said, these ICOs are going to pull their money out. No doubt about that. They're going to pull their money out and pay for software engineers aren't going to take payment in Ethereum. I'm sorry, but that's like, okay, you offer me a 1,000 or whatever. You offer me 1,000 Ethereum in the future, like 3 years from now, to work on it now. Well, that doesn't work for me. As a software engineer, I have to feed my family. I have to pay my mortgage. I need cash. Pay me at least half in cash. So they Ethereum won't ever be capped. I'll explain that in a second. So these ICOs definitely will be cashing out, and they're going to be raising funds to buy a warehouse, buy an office, buy whatever they need to buy to make whatever product they're trying to build. So that's gonna obviously put a little bit of pressure on Ethereum, but I think that's gonna be kind of mixed with the new ICOs that come out. So I don't think that's going to have too much of an effect on price drops or price or price rises anymore. I thought about that, and originally I thought that we could see a big sell-off because of these ICOs. Sorry, I'm reading the questions here. As we see some of these sell-offs, I think this is just a Bitcoin, a scared hands, weak hands, not too strong, basically, for the long term. It's a lot of new investors that bought at 400 and are doing all their, especially in Ethereum, or 300 or above. And they, all these new investors they're scared. They're down 25-30%, and they still have 75% of their value right now. And they don't understand crypto, so they're researching as much as they can. And there's a ton of negative news coming out of your CNBCs and your Market Watches and your Forbes, and there's a lot of good news in there as well, but the scared news is taking space in their heads, and you know, they see this kind of little bear market kind of, let's see, I got to draw this way. They see this bear market kind of going down, 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 down. Well, that's okay. That's how it bottoms. That's truly how you want it to bottom, and build a base. Because if it just crashes like that, it's going to V back up and crash again. So, yeah, this fork thing with Bitcoin is making a lot of people scared, and a lot of the new investors that are trying, you know, to do as much research as they possibly can. They're trying to do as much research as they possibly can, and they're getting overwhelmed with the research, especially the positive news, because they bought because of the positive news, but now there's all this negative news kind of clouding their mind, you know, and making them, you know, probably sell and transfer back to US dollars, which isn't a problem, you know, if you wait for, yeah, there's a ton of actually good Trump and Putin news about Bitcoin and Ethereum projects, but you know, there's also this whole Federal Reserve raising interest rates. I think that has some pressure on these cryptocurrencies as well. You know, a lot of people in cryptos don't realize that, but I've been in financial markets for 13 years now, and you know, I've seen what the dollar, you know, I studied and traded. I started trading right at the end of the .com bubble. I was 15 years old, and I picked some that had a dead cat bounce, some of the internet companies that had dead cat bounces, and then I sold really quickly. And yeah, go Saints. That's my NFC team. I'm from Denver, so I'm a big Broncos fan, but I got to get a new hat. My hair has gotten long and doesn't fit. But so the dollar actually affects the everything, every other thing in the world: commercial real estate, residential real estate, precious metals, what else? Stocks. Currency, other currencies, because everything is pretty much backed in US dollars. When you talk about Australian dollars versus anything else, you talk about it against the US dollar. When you talk about euros against anything else, or the yuan, or the I can't remember all of them right now, but they're all backed by the US dollar, just like all these cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum are backed by the US dollar, and all the altcoins are backed by Bitcoin. The US dollar and what the Federal Reserve does, and it's the largest and most responsible central bank in the world. What they do determines pretty much what the whole entire worldwide market has to do with it. I guess I gotta check these chats here real quick. So watch the dollar. The more that the dollar continues to run up, you know, the more these things are going to pull back, especially gold and silver. And the cryptos are right in the same, you know, unfortunately, asset classes as a gold and silver. You know, they're alternative investments to you know, your traditional stock market. Let me go to some of these. Thanks for everyone joining here. I got 70 people now. That's great. I'm going to answer some of these questions. Oh, just drop down. Keep going up, people. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, if you can buy, you know, like I said, if you can buy some silver, if you have gains in cryptocurrencies, like a ton of them, I would diversify into some things like silver. You know, that's always smart to diversify, and you know, I'd even buy some stocks. You know, if I made 100 grand, you know, this year so far in cryptocurrencies, I'd probably take half of that out and put it into some preferred shares, some gold, some silver. Oh, I don't like gold much, but silver. I do like silver because it's just used in every electronic device. Gold has become obsolete. I hope that that doesn't happen to Bitcoin. You know, that's my worries, that if something goes wrong in the coding with Bitcoin, that, you know, we have a reason to sell it and take the prices back down. But I think Bitcoin's going to be around for a while. I don't think that they're going to allow that to happen. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to try to... What's up, Adolf Hipster? You're always my first comment on all my videos, you and Robert. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read all these comments to get an idea of what the questions are. So, Ethereum to 320 in 2 weeks. Like I said, I'm really concerned that we're just kind of in a sideways downtrending little bear market here until we can get through this August fork with Bitcoin. Of course, that we're going to hear that over and over and over, and I hate just talking about that over and over and over, but it's pretty much the only thing to talk about because it's affecting cryptos. Besides, you know, my other opinion is the value of the dollar, you know, going strengthening and taking that down. I've been trading for 13 years. I've been trading since I was 15 years old. I started a good mining company. Oh, there was somebody that just posted one the other day. Maybe it's Hash Rate or something like that. I'm not sure if that was it. I did MinerGate for a little while, and they had some good altcoins. Genesis is the biggest, most trusted one, but you basically, the prices of Bitcoin have to go up in order for you to make money on Genesis. So, is it a dangerous time to invest in hobby mining? Yes. Well, it depends on what you're doing. If you have extra money, you know, and you made money in cryptos, and you understand how to, you know, pick a good mining GPU, then go for it. And if you got the time to be a hobbyist miner, go for it. And you know, that it's definitely profitable over the long run if you buy your own stuff. But the problem is that the hash rate is becoming, and the difficulty of these, especially like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, are becoming so hard that you have to have like a setup like, you know, a 10-15 grand setup just to, you know, make it worth your while. Yeah, Litecoin, I do like Litecoin. For everyone that has watched my videos, I do love Litecoin, by the way, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Charlie Lee, man, he's the boss. I wish I was him. I wish I was as smart as him too. But, you know, Charlie Lee, he went to MIT, smart kid, created Litecoin, very smart. Obviously a multi-millionaire by now, and was the CEO at Coinbase, and he left to go back to work on Litecoin projects. And you think Pillar's a bad investment? I'll go back to Pillar in a little bit here. I want to talk about Litecoin. Litecoin, I think, is if anything does happen to Bitcoin, Litecoin will be there. No problem. I think Bitcoin, the problem with these cryptocurrencies and the thought that all the new investors have is they just get into Bitcoin. And I think that's totally the wrong idea. That's why I'm investing in the Pillar ICO, actually, is because you have to go out there, you have to diversify yourself into a couple other things. You can pick one or two, you know, big ones to put the majority of your money, but the thing is that there's not only going to be one or two cryptocurrencies around. Cryptocurrencies are going to be, you know, there's always going to be a big basket of cryptocurrencies, just like there are stocks. There's a bunch of companies that do a bunch of different things, and they all have their value, and they all earn a shit ton of money. You know, you have your oil and gas companies, you have your healthcare companies, you have your retail companies, you have your let's see here, technology companies. You have all those different areas, and then there's billions of companies, hundreds of thousands of companies in all those different areas. So there's going to be the same thing with cryptocurrencies, except, you know, and these ICOs that are coming out, and they're going to be the new thing to invest in, basically the new kind of stocks of the future. Yeah, Ethereum's blockchain or hash rate is pretty difficult, so that's why mining is tough. So if you do have a miner, what I would suggest, to go backwards on what I was talking about a second ago, if you are mining as a hobbyist, you know, have your investments in those couple big cryptos that you like, and then point your miners to some of these altcoins, and you know, some of these altcoins are going to do well, and then you're going to be able to cash out on your miners and do well. So the thing is with that way you know, are profitable on your miners, and you're actually getting some coins. So you actually, you know, instead of getting 0.00001 Bitcoin, you know, a day, 59 cents worth or whatever you're getting, then you at least get maybe like, you know, oh cool, I got 10 game credits today or something like that, you know. That's a little bit more, I think, prideful if you're doing it that way. Let's see here, what other questions do I have here that just came up? What was I going to talk about? The Pillar ICO. Oh, let's talk about good Bitcoin wallet first of all. So, and then I'll go to Pillar, because I think there's a lot of people on here that want to hear my opinion of Pillar, because they probably a lot of people here that follow JSNIP4. Yeah, if you guys can get a paper wallet, get a paper wallet, and that's obviously the safest way. There's if you have Ethereum, I definitely my Ether wallet, I definitely would create yourself a paper wallet as well there, and put it in your safe just in case, you know, something happens and your computer crashes. Technology is terrible nowadays, that anything could happen with batteries and computer. One time I had a swimming pool at my old house, and somebody, like, I guess walked by with a wet towel, and it got water into my keyboard on this computer, and I had to go in and rip out the whole motherboard and order one from China. Thankfully they made some over there, and I was able to fix it. But get a paper wallet. My Ether wallet was the wallet. I haven't looked up Bitcoin paper wallets. Maybe somebody else on the live. Yeah, I can do a we can do a live Steam giveaway here. I'll give away some live Steam dollars. I think I got some in there, and if somebody can go onto my post that was on Steemit and put this link for this YouTube on for this live stream on that Steemit instead of the one that I posted because I couldn't get my stupid computer up and running. First person that can do that, I'll send a Steam dollar to, and I'll go check that here in a second. But also I'll give away a couple portions of some Steam dollar as well here. Let me go check on that actually. Let's see here. Why is that not coming up? Justin McDavitt, okay. All right, looks like I also got to give it to, I'll give you guys both one since I didn't realize Erturo. Here, I'm just gonna give you, right now I'm just gonna give you a big upvote, and then both you guys. It's basically worth $1.15 anyways. And then I'll send you one later, Justin. But yeah, go onto my Steemit, guys. I have $1 worth of Steam power. So if you guys are on Steemit, go find my last Steemit post and comment on there so I can upvote all you guys. I like to do that on all my posts. Anybody that comments on there. And let me see here. Han Sum Chan, you just asked a question. To have mine all coins. You know what? There's actually some miners. I believe Miners Gate. You can purchase. Mining power with Bitcoin and Ethereum and transfer it into other altcoins. I can't remember. I've only seen one or two of them. I think Miners Gate's like that. If anybody else does mining, definitely help out the guy there that lives in China. And thank you for watching all around the world. I appreciate you guys tuning in. What happened today? Oh, Exodus wallet. That's a good wallet. Yeah, if anybody has it. Now, see, the one that I'm going to be investing in, let's talk about that. Exodus wallet has a handful of cryptos. That's great. It seems to be working out well. This Pillar ICO is another wallet that I think is going to do very well. My Steemit ID, it's Austin Sanders CO. So it's at Austin Sanders CO. My full name for you guys that follow me everywhere is actually Austin Cody Sanders. You can find me on the SEC FINRA registration page. You can. I don't have a Facebook anymore, but I do have a stock twits under Super Hedge Man. I go by Cody Sanders there. But I go by Austin Angler because I also do fishing videos. I actually have to upload all those, so everybody that's watching here and likes my videos, please do watch my fishing videos. It helps because then I can get random lures and stuff like that for free, and if you guys like fishing, maybe I'll send you guys, you know, any lures that are working for me. If anybody sends me any free shit, I'll send it right out to you guys on those fishing videos. So let's go over this Pillar ICO again. Oh wait, XVG, man. XVG. Let me look that up. I haven't seen. And let me talk about this Pillar ICO while I look up XVG. So Pillar is going to be an all-inclusive wallet. So it looks like basically they're going to store all your information, all your personal information in one wallet, and it's all going to be in a blockchain, and it's all going to be on multiple blockchains, so that, you know, if basically it won't be any, they say that it's not going to be any information to be hackable. Now, I don't know about that, if they write it, how they're going to write the code, but if you guys do follow Cliff High, he's a lot better coder than I am, and he wrote the WebBot Radio, and he says the coding for the Pillar ICO does look really, really good. Why is this XVG? What is this XVG altcoin? There we go. Okay, this is Verge. Give me 1 second to read it, just 30 seconds, and I'll be able to check the price and see where we think. Verge. Okay, so now I heard that this is something I heard on Verg today when I was listening to some of the other guys. Actually, I think it was Tone, when Tone Vase was on his conference call or something like that. And a lot of these other guys do videos with other people. I haven't done that yet. I got asked to do that, but Verg. So they said that the Tor or I2P was slow, and I don't know. I don't know much about that, but that was their interpretation of Verge XVG. Was that it was that basically if it's on multiple anonymous centric networks such as Tor and I2P, that those were actually slower. That's what they were saying. So that might, that brings in Derek. We're talking about XVG Verg. Some of the people wanted to know about it and what I thought about it, yeah. So Tor and I2P is what it's basically based off of, and it says that it's basically multiple anonymous centric networks built on that, and if they're slow, then that's going to make congestion, that's going to bottleneck stuff, and if that's a place that's valuing privacy, it's built for privacy, then they need to have a fast network. If I go onto a website like Wells Fargo, my bank, and it takes 2 hours to load the damn page, then I'm gonna be like, what the hell is going on? Are they getting hacked? Where's my money? I better check my phone to see if I can log on there. A slow network basically is the worst thing that you could do in this age of technology. If I'm if I'm trying to trade on GDAX and it's fucking slow, whoops, sorry my language if there's anyone under 18. If it's slow, then I'm going to be pissed off at that exchange because they they have they're not fast. I'm gonna go somewhere else. So that's my opinion there. Let me take a look at the charts. See if the chart makes any sense. It's down 25% today. If you don't own any and you want to buy some today, it's on sale today. Let's see. Let's see what the charts look like. It looks like you can pull back though some more, honestly. It looks like you can pull. I'm just on coin market cap. Looks like it's at 35 or 0.0035 35 tenths of a cent, and yeah, it took a big hit today. So that's why I like what they're gonna do with Pillar. 3.5. That's why I like what they're going to do with Pillar, as long as they build it with quick coding. But like I said, I'm buying it and then I'm selling it right away as soon as I can, because a lot of people won't do that. You'll have all the guys following Jason at 4. They're going to be buying the crap out of it, and I watch his videos. He's a good guy, and thank you, Sunset Passion. I'm going to be buying it and then I'm going to sell it right away, as soon as I can, as long as it's up. If it's down, after an ICO, I don't think it will happen like that. But if you look at, for instance, Steam, when it came out, it was way higher when it ICO'd, and then it pulled way back. And I've been getting into it because it pulled way back and has a good, a great platform. And they keep building things off of Steam, and it's competing with Reddit, and it's gaining over, I think it's over 1 million users now. So that's why I'm on Steam. Let's see if anybody else commented on Steam. I am giving upvotes as well for everybody, and my upvote's worth $1, and I'll give probably $5 worth of Steam dollars out to everybody that comments on my and comments and upvotes on my Steemit account. I know that there's about 80 people in here. I'll probably leave that open to for people to watch it through the morning, and then I'll did you talk about Populous? No, I did not. I'll talk about that in a second. But go on my Steemit page, guys. If you don't have a Steemit, go sign up, and I'll like I said, I'm gonna do probably $5 worth of Steem dollars to give away. I'll probably give $1 to 5 people that comment and like my post, and then I'm also upvoting everybody, which my upvotes are worth about $1.15 right now. So definitely jump on to Steemit and go upvote my post. So let's see here. Ant shares. Let's see. We're going to talk about ant shares, Populous. If you guys need help getting into the Pillar ICO, the pre-ICO, I did get an email today. I can help out some people to get into that, and you get a 10% bonus. That's why I literally have transferred a couple $1,000s to Ethereum, to GDX, to buy Ethereum, put it in my my Ether wallet, and because I don't own any Ethereum right now. I don't own anything except for Steemit right now. I transferred it all there, but I transferred it at like the $1.50 price, so that was fine for me to do that. Let's see here. So let's talk about ant shares. Ant shares, it's huge in China. Yeah, no problem, Frez. Yeah, everybody follow me there. I try to post my daily cool stuff, YouTube, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, as much information as I can on Steemit. I like the Steemit platform. I think it's a great platform for users. I think it's, it's something that if Facebook could buy it, I'll bet you they would. Honestly, if Facebook pays $20 billion for these type of companies to basically just make some BS research and development plan, and half of them never work out. But Steemit's got a good platform, and it can't be bought out by anybody. It can probably figure out how to raise ad revenue and pay that into Steem dollars to the actual Steem Power owners, because that's the whole principle behind it, is to own Steem Power. Let's go see what's going on with ant shares here. Everybody likes ant shares because they've had I'll talk about Pay again here real quick while I'm looking up ant shares. Pay token went did not go crazy like everybody thought it was, and ant shares isn't down as much as I thought it'd be. Pay token had a that's why I was saying with Pillar, if you guys do jump into Pillar with me and everybody else, if you follow me, I'm going to tell you guys how to sell out of it as soon as I can, and as soon as I can sell out of it, because it benefits you to make those contracts. When you purchase an ICO and it pops right after the ICO, and all of a sudden, like Ether Delta or something like that, it allows you to make a sale contract. Sell it. There's no reason not to, because more than likely, as soon as it hits a real live exchange like Pitrex, then it's going to tank. And it's going to tank, and it's going to be trading at way less, and you can go in and buy probably 5 times as much with whatever your gains were, if not 10 times as much, and then hold that for long term. Maybe just buy like the same amount and then take all your gains and invest it in other ICOs and do that. That's what my recommendation would be. Ant shares. Let's see here. Ant shares. People wanted me to talk about ant shares. Oh. let's see here. I'll talk about that cannabis stuff here in a minute. Ant shares, let's see. Those charts look terrible, guys. Can't lie. Those charts do not look healthy. That original pop was great, had high volume, and then we went up again, and we didn't make it up there with lower volume, and now we're coming back down. Ant shares could pull back pretty decently from here. So I would wait if you're thinking about buying ant shares. That would be what I would do. Volume's just trickling off. We're going to come back down. We will make a base. Like I said earlier with all these cryptocurrencies, what happens is you pop up, you pull back, maybe you have another little pop up and pull back, but then it flatlines. Flatlines for a good amount of time too. And we might have that type of flatline after this August 1st Bitcoin bullshit goes through. I think we will have a flat line. In a lot of these cryptocurrencies, you know, that's probably what's going to happen until we get some more news, blah, blah, blah. Look at Bitcoin, the end of the year, buy some people some Bitcoin for Christmas. Shit, there's going to be money coming in around Christmas. There's always money coming into the markets around Christmas. People get their Christmas bonuses. People get their holiday bonuses. You know, that's just what happens. How long will the flat line be? Well, that's a good question. But when we do flatline, that's a good time to buy. You just have to hold through the rest of the flat line until there's another spike. Flat lines could last anywhere from, I've seen them in these altcoins, from 1 month to 6 months to a year to a year and a half. Look at Litecoin. Look at how long it took Bitcoin to rise back up. And yeah, look at silver. Silver's flatlined pretty much for like you said, 5-6 years. That's because the derivatives, the market manipulation in silver is apparent. It's just the reason why silver is down, and I know a lot about this because it's the industry that I used to work in. Silver, sorry, I got busy reading the questions. Silver backers, the people that make ETFs that are backed by silver, they're selling silver essentially. So you have like the SLV. When silver, they don't want silver to go up because they're the sellers of silver. That's how they created the ETF. They're selling it to you by creating that ETF, essentially being short. So they sold it to you at $20, whatever they created SLV at, and it benefits them to keep it under $20. So that's exactly what they're going to do. Same with gold. Well, gold just doesn't have any uses. There's gold bugs out there that'll, you know, continue to try to trade gold, but gold's not in all the technology that we use. I have my cell phone here, my computer here, my GoPro here, my Xbox here, my TV there. All of it has silver in it. None of it has gold in it. So that's the huge thing about gold and silver, is they're just so suppressed by all of the people out there that have written ETFs, triples, doubles, you know, of these ETFs and backing, you know, selling the silver contracts and futures. Yeah, let's see, somebody asked me about Ant shares news into the price, rebranding to NEO in July, white paper, a new client, etc. Yeah, people are going to be scared. Whenever there's anything new, whenever you change stuff, people are going to be a little scared. You know, especially with technology. You know, you're going to have the coders and the people with big money pull out money. Why? Because they don't like change. Change is bad. That's why, you know, you see, you know, sometimes these things crash and burn. Hold on. But like I said, the technicals on AntShares is terrible as well. The technicals are they show two huge peaks, and this next one's pulling back. Now, if we stay above $5, if we rebound, we probably will have another run to 750, something like that. But it's just having trouble keeping bouncing. So what it might do is it might go kind of like what Bitcoin's doing right now, kind of in a triangle pattern, and then flatline, and then have another pop eventually. Thank you for upvoting my Steemit post. I appreciate you guys. There's about 95 people in here. If you guys aren't on Steemit, if you are on Steemit, go on there and make a comment on my last post here. I'm upvoting all those, and my upvote's a little over $1 right now. And thank you for following me. And I'm also going to be, all those comments that I see tomorrow morning, I'm going to give out 5 Steem dollars worth. So definitely a cool thing to do. Let's see here what we can find. I want to check. So I got a question of what is proof of stake? You see it as POS, actually, piece of shit. Not really. Proof of stake is actually the opposite of piece of shit. Proof of stake is basically the type of algorithm, and this is, I'm literally reading off of Cointelegraph.com because I want to make sure I'm right and not called an idiot. Proof of stake is a type of algorithm by which a cryptocurrency blockchain network aims to achieve, basically. So when you have proof of stake, when people talk about proof of stake, they're going to talk about Bitcoin and Litecoin. The fact that, you know, Bitcoin is never, you know, they've been around so long, they have achieved what they've set out to do, to be a store of value, to come out with a, you know, new type of currency that is attractive to investors because it is decentralized. Man, I'm in Colorado. Potcoin should be soaring here. Yeah, potcoins should be soaring here. I don't know why they're not. Let's see here. You know, potcoins, it's gonna be huge. But before potcoin can get huge, Bitcoin's got to keep going up. You know, all these altcoins are determined, their values are determined by Bitcoin continuing to rise. That's a very important thing that I want all my viewers, everybody that watched, everybody that you talk to, all your friends that might have Bitcoin that don't watch my videos, I want them to know that as long as Bitcoin continues to go up, then the rest of them will go up. I don't invest in any pot coins because, you know, I don't think that there's just, I've seen some scams in pot. You know, like I said, I live out here in Colorado. There's been a lot of scams within the stock market with pot, and you know, I'm not gonna touch that stuff. But you definitely can if you. Let's see here. Okay. How to BTC reduce transaction fees? I think the question is, how does Bitcoin Reduce transaction fees? Was that the question? Possibly. So the thing with Bitcoin is it needs to go through the scalability issues. It has to have SegWit, and then it has to go through Lightning. Litecoin has already done that. And no problem, Harry. McNuggets. That's a funny username. Litecoin's already done that. I think Litecoin will be larger in the future. I do have concerns with Bitcoin right now, but I think the store value for Bitcoin in large transactions will always be there. I think that Bitcoin doesn't even need to really address those transaction fees. I think that when we talk about new ideas that are coming out, and this is no, Ethereum won't go down to $200 tonight or tomorrow. We're not on that pace of a drop off. Might go down to 230, 220, but we're not on that pace of a drop off here. And let's see here. Josh, please don't come in here and promote your channel. If you want to do a collaboration video with me, and then I will promote your channel, but that's not for you to do on my channel. That's why I like a let's see here. That's why I like Pillar for transaction purposes. If they do what they say they're going to do in their white paper, and they seem to have a really good team put together, and a good idea where you can basically store whatever you want on your Pillar wallet, and if you go to make a transaction in, say, for a cup of coffee, my thoughts on their wallet, what it will do is it'll take whatever your value is, whatever you're storing your money in there as, and it'll pay for it with the cheapest possible, way, basically. So if it's through Litecoin, then it goes through Litecoin, and that's why I like Pillar so much. Yeah, you can't be going to someone else's live stream and giving a shout out. Like, I tell everyone I'm leaving other streams, but I don't tell them to check out my stuff or join me. I mean, I tell them, hey, I'm doing a live video, I gotta leave, but so thanks for talking with all you friends. That's what I did on Bitcoin Meisters, but I didn't say join my stuff and you'll get blah 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 free stuff back. Especially when I'm doing a free giveaway here. Nobody better leave my stream. Now, if you guys have had any issues, by the way, with how can I store my Litecoin and Ether from an iPhone app? The Exodus wallet, I believe, is a good one. I am giving a giveaway. Yes, I'm doing for everyone on my Steemit that has a Steemit account, go on to my Steemit and comment on there, and I'll give you guys all, it's at least $1 upvote, and I'm also giving away to 5 people. I'm giving everyone at random. I'm just going to scroll down and just go shh, and wherever it stops, I'm going to give those 5 people each a Steam dollar. A Steam dollar. My Steemit username is Austin Sanders CO. So at Austin Sanders CO. And I thank those people, Dustin. He's gonna be getting a Steam dollar, and Erturwo, I believe, for putting my real live link on there, because I had so much issues with my my computer here today. Oh, I gotta grab my phone battery so it doesn't die here real quick. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, guys. Who said, oh, yeah, exit stage left. Why were you guys saying fuck and stuff like that on there? Like I said, I can't add anybody right now because my hold on. I can't add anybody, but if you guys all go comment on my Steemit and upvote it, then, and upvote each other too. You know, that definitely helps. I'd like to create a little community with all you guys on Steemit, you know, that we all just kind of upvote each other's stuff. And, you know, there's some of the big whales on there like Trayvon JB and Craig Grant and his girlfriend or wife, Yuliva or whatever. And they just all upvote their own stuff and together, and they basically just keep exchanging money and make thousands of dollars and get to the top of the feeds. I'd like my little community to be like that too. So I'll definitely go in there and yeah, Juan Silva, thank you, man. You're a good man. I always see you commenting on my stuff. I always give you upvotes. You've seen that. Okay, got it charged here. What's my thoughts on, someone just asked me on the pay token, the 10x token. Well, I'll tell you exactly what I've been saying. It's kind of repetitive at this point in time right now. But the problem with these ICOs are, and this is why I said to follow me with Pillar and what I do, because I think it's going to be in my best interest to make money. And with these other tokens like Pay, 10x, what happened is you have the ICO, and then all of a sudden the ICO, you get these contracts that are traded after the ICO giving hypothetical prices. Well, they might be 5 to 10 times higher, and that's a good thing. You want to sell then. You want to try to make those contracts and sell at that point, and then go back in afterwards and buy it once it hits the real exchange, because typically you'll see Veritasium was an exception to the rule, and I don't even think Veritasium is even traded on a large exchange yet. But once these ICOs go on a large exchange, the vast majority of sellers and the company themselves go into that large exchange and they sell. So if you have any Veritasium still, I would sell that on Ether Delta right away and take your profits. Yeah, there's you could, yeah, it's pure, those initial offerings, that's why I'm getting into Pillar, but then I'm going to trade out of it. I'm going to make some sort of deal 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, whatever I see is kind of the going market price for it on the other exchanges, the contract obligations, and I'm going to sell it then. And then when it comes out on a real exchange, I'm going to buy some of it back with whatever I profited and go from there. If I'm down from it though, and I made 5 or 10 times my money on Pillar, then I what? Sorry, someone says Stratus is tanking, which all of them are tanking right now. I am not on Twitter. I'm on StockTwits. under Super Hedgeman. Been on there for 6 years now, 5 years. Like one of the OGs on StockTwits, which is just for cryptocurrencies. Yeah, StockTwits is a great place to go and find out news too. It's way better than Twitter for any stocks or any cryptocurrencies. Way better than Twitter. Let me turn down this screen brightness a little bit. Hey Benji, this is not a place for you to promote your stuff, but if you're on Steemit, then post your Steemit name, and that's fine. So let's see here. What else did we want to talk about? What is the reason for the current tanking in the markets? The reason is we're getting closer to SegWit implementation and Bitcoin forking, first of all. So that, you know, we're in a little bit of a bearish kind of sideways market right now. Now, this was expected, and I don't think we continue to drop. Let's see here. If Bitcoin needs to stay sideways here. In between 2,400 and 2,600 is where I'm looking to stay within the next 2 weeks. And that's why someone wants me to explain the fork the best I can. That's why I think that we'll stay in those ranges, because we have until the fork. So the talk about what's going on with the fork. So SegWit, so we have basically 3 things that are out there. There's SegWit, SegWit 2X, and Bitcoin Unlimited. And SegWit is the first thing that I want to talk about. SegWit's actually, I think 45% of the miners are signaling for standard SegWit. SegWit 2X is BIP 148, which is Bitcoin Improvement Plan 148, which is trying to put through a SegWit 2X. And then there's Bitcoin Unlimited, which wants to make 2 complete 2 complete coins. One with all the issues basically worked out of Bitcoin, and then old Bitcoin. So the problem with that is we want to go through some sort of SegWit. We don't want to go through SegWit 2X though, because apparently some of the coding is not as good, and it might make some sort of fork as well in the future. So if we go through standard SegWit and the miners agree to it and the developers are happy with it, then we can continue on with our lives, and nobody will even pay attention to the potential, you know, split of 2 coins, because all we need to do after that is activate Lightning Network. Sounds good, Tracy. Take care. Then we're speedy, and we have scalability issues, larger transaction sizes, cheaper, all worked out. So basically we want SegWit to go through. We want the miners to do that, and then we can have a happy July or happy August 1st and continue up. And I think Bitcoin is going to rise a lot. if that does happen. And the whole entire marketplace, honestly, I think we'll go from 100 billion market cap to easily 200 billion, like quickly. And Bitcoin's going to be the main reason. Like I said, we could get $1,500 move in Bitcoin from here upwards, or maybe $1,000 downwards, if some of the coding does get screwed up, or we have a fork. So let's see here. What was the other questions that were in there? Oh yeah, we are only at a $93 billion market cap right now. I like the idea of the library altcoin. But that, you know, for the future. Let's see here. I'm probably gonna have to wrap this up, guys. Any other questions? Been on here for a while, so, and people are starting to drop off, so it's getting close to bedtime. For most people, it's 10:30 here. I just got it started. Yeah, no problem. Pre-search? I haven't looked up pre-search. I'll write that down though, and I'll look it up for you. Yeah, thank you guys all for joining me, and I appreciate it. Like I said, go on to Steemit, comment there, and I'll send you guys a upvote. That'll be at least $1, and also I'm gonna do a 5 Steem giveaway tomorrow morning, and I'll post whoever I gave those away to as well, and you'll be able to see it on my Steem wallet. Oh, what is that? Where am I going? I'm gonna go make some fishing videos. My Steemit is Austin Sanders CO. Just comment on the article that I just posted with this video and upvote it. Rogue Niner, I would check out Minergate. So yeah, thanks guys. Or that's Roger Niner. Sorry, man, my contacts all messed up. That's also why I gotta go take those out. Thanks for everybody following me and watching the stream. I appreciate it. I will catch you guys next time. I'll do another video probably tomorrow night. See what this whole Bitcoin pullback's all about. And let's see here. What was your question, Steven? Sorry, man. There's so many of them in here. What was the name again? Minergate. And there's also hash rate too, I believe. Steven, I'd love to answer your question here right before I go. Yes, San Diego is in my future. I will definitely be coming down there, Steven. The other Steven, the good Steven, Steven Cameron. All right, guys, I'm taking off. Have a good night. We'll catch you all tomorrow.